And so one of the first things that God said before I put the camera on is he said, I want you to tell them everything that I have said. And he said, I want you to tell them that for their mocking and their scoffing, I'm going to humble them and I'm going to silence them until he says you will not be able to make a sound. And while he was saying that, the sound that I was hearing was when somebody is having a very bad asthma attack. When the last breath of a person is going out of them, perhaps when they are dying. I think they call it a death rattle. So it's that horrible wheezing sound that lets you know that if something isn't done urgently, then this person is going to depart from this life. I think it's called an atomizer. If the atomizer doesn't come, if breath is not given, if a person can't breathe or something, we are going to have a very distressing situation on our hands, because we are going to have a death due to asphyxiation. Yah was saying that I will shut their mouths. This nation of mockers and scoffers, tell them that I will shut their mouths and until they beg for air, is what he was saying. Tell them that I will shut their mouths until they are wheezing, until they are choking, until all they can utter is a little squeak. And you know that when someone is choking, sometime when they're really trying to communicate or tell you I can't breathe, then what comes out of them is this tiny little squeak of a sound, and that's how you know it's desperate. And so here's what happened yesterday. I woke up, it was to me just another normal day. I knew this is the day that America votes. In 2016, I was very, very actively involved spiritually in the US elections. I was very, very much vested that we should not receive the female aspect of who was running at the time, because God had already started to show me back then how wicked the affiliation of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and those kinds of people were. God had been showing me since I think 2014, how wicked these people are and how complicit they are in damaging things without even giving me the details. It's just when you have a heavy heart or dread. And so when I saw that this woman was actually up for running, it was no brainer to me to pray and to intercede, because at that time God had not actually said to me, Celestial, do not pray for these people anymore. In case you do not know, I do not pray for America anymore ever since 2020. And then softness of heart, compassion. When I would put the prophecy, some people would be so sad and say, please pray for us. And then I would start praying, and then God would always say to me, you're wasting your time. That was how he would approach it. You're wasting your time. And to be honest, I would never really fully absorb exactly the same disease that many people suffer from now. I would never really fully absorb that God is saying, like, truly, 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 you can't pray for people because the people are so hardened. The people are so wicked that not even a teeny tiny prayer. I would always find ways to slip it in there. And then when I slipped it in there for a while, I would bring a prophecy, and then the internet would literally eviscerate me. People would scorn me. People would talk about me so bad. And this is from the very beginning when I started, even when I was at blog level, even though the blog people have some kind of decorum, I guess because it's written. But they would drag me so much, and they would tell me never, ever, ever could broke and unknown Vladimir Putin ever, ever, ever be greater than America. Russia could never be greater than America. And then when I was speaking of how Russia will come in the future with Ukraine, and then the Russia-Ukraine war broke out again, false prophet. Because look, they're fighting, they're opposites, you're a liar. TD Jakes, same thing. So it would go like that. And I think it got to one prophecy called fire. And when I saw the disrespect that Americans were giving God in that dream, the way that they were literally desecrating the most holy thing that God receives, which is worship, then the Lord said to me, never again pray for these people. I think that was in 2021 or 2022 that I brought that prophecy called fire. And so I toned it down, and I did not pray for America anymore.